Well, hello everybody, and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to show you a few tools and resources that you can use on Magic School AI. So this is meant for educators who'd like to learn a little bit more about how to incorporate AI into their lesson planning. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so right here is the Magic School Launchpad. Um, so we're going to go ahead and start with the lesson planning tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to indicate eighth grade level. I'm going to input a standard, and a core standard for eighth grade English language arts is RL 8.2, and that is theme and central idea. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug that in right here. And I am going to make sure that this is aligned to the Common Core state standards. You can plug in additional criteria to make it more specific, but you can also customize the output, which I will show you how to do. And as you can see, it is generating what looks like a very comprehensive lesson plan. It's broken down into specific components, different parts of a full lesson plan. And what we can do now is we can go to actions and we can click on custom prompts. Now, I am a special education teacher. In Chicago, we say diverse learners teacher. I teach inclusion and resource students. And so, what I oftentimes need to do is differentiate the materials and resources. So, I'm going to go ahead and click differentiate. For the output above, give me suggestions to differentiate it for. Let's say um, students who read up to 4 years below grade level and um, those who struggle with written expression. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And as you can see, it's going to give me suggestions for how to differentiate according to the student needs that I input. So the last thing that I'd like to show you here is how to export the output. You can copy it, and that's to put it in a different document. You can edit it manually in case you want to input anything that AI did not. And then here you can export it. And that means that you can convert it to a Google Doc or Microsoft Word, or you can print it. So that's the lesson planning tool. The next tool that I'm going to show you is the presentation generator. So let's say you are teaching a topic and you just kind of want a starting point for student facing materials, like what are students going to see? How are you going to present this information? This is a good place to start. So again, we have eighth grade, number of slides. I choose 10, but that's something that is up to you. And then again, I'm going to use the same standard, making sure it's pasted to my clipboard again, but I'm going to use the same standard. And then additional criteria. The one that's given right here, I actually kind of like make sure that the slides include at least 3 questions throughout. So that way, as you're presenting the information to students, you can check for understanding along the way. And it just also makes it more engaging because, the students are becoming more involved. So I'm going to go ahead and use that suggestion. All right, so what it puts out does not really look like a slide deck, but what you can do is you can export the slides right here. So you can export it to Google Slides. And then what's going to happen is it's going to convert all of this into Google Slides. Okay, so here is what it generated. And I like what I see. I think that it's very concise. I think it breaks everything down. I think that it's very comprehensive. And if you're trying to kind of zero in on a specific topic, I don't know if you would need all of these slides. So, for example, if you're focusing on how theme is conveyed through character relationships, then you're probably not going to need to talk about the settings impact unless that is um, what you're going to be teaching. Anyway, the last tool that we're going to explore is the worksheet generator. All right, so here we have topic or text. I'm going to continue with the theme of theme. I'm going to continue with theme, but this time I'm going to be more specific instead of just writing the whole standard. This, standards are pretty bulky. Um, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to say um, how the theme of Inside Out and Back Again, which is one of the books we're reading next year. Sorry, I'm typing with one hand, which is not the most efficient thing, as I'm showing you how to do something really efficient. How ironic. Language. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and generate that. Oop. I'm sure AI would know what I'm talking about, but just in case. All right, so as you can see, this worksheet contains a variety of question types. So we have fill in the blank, we have multiple choice. Oh, it's still not done that yet. Oh, wait, there's more. Okay, I think it's done. And it also has open-ended questions. So as a diverse learners teacher, I see the open-ended questions and I know, oh, my students are going to need a little bit of support with that. So what I can do is I can go to actions. I'm going to go to custom prompts. I'm going to say differentiate. For the output above, give me suggestions to differentiate for, let's say, students who struggle answering open-ended questions. Let's go ahead and send that away. And here we go. We have some differentiation suggestions, which is super cool. Oh, and when you export the output, you can choose to just do the selected resource or you can do the entire thread. So let's say you just want to do the worksheet. You don't want to include the differentiation options. You can just go ahead and export it right here. But let's say you also want to include the differentiation options. You can also do the entire thread. All right, everybody, that is it for this brief Magic School AI tutorial. Of course, that barely scratches the surface of Magic School AI's functionality, but I hope it gave you a good introduction. Until next time, take care. All right, everybody, that is it for this brief Magic School AI tutorial. Of course, that barely scratches the surface of Magic School AI's functionality, but I hope it gave you a good introduction. Until next time, take care.